PvP in RuneScape stands for player versus player, where players can battle each other in combat. In PvP, players fight against one another instead of monsters or non-player characters. It adds a competitive aspect to the game where players can test their skills and strategies against each other. In this video, we are going to cover the basics to get you guys to start your journey in PvP. PvP is a thing where it's something over time where you gradually get good at. So if you feel like, yeah, I'm never going to get good at PvP, it's wrong. You will get better over time, it's just practice. But anyway, let's get into the video. Let's start with F keys. This plays a massive role in learning how to PK. I have my F key set to Preot, where I have F1 for inventory, F2 for gear icon, F3 for prayer, F4 for spellbook, and F5 for special attack. The reason why F keys are so important is because during a fight, you don't want to have to be like manually clicking to switch your prayer. You can do all of this if you have your F key set right. So for example, if you want to be able to pray switch against someone, you just hit F3. You can change pray straight back to F1 for your inventory, and so on and so on. Whether that's for your mage, back to your inventory, for your special attack, back to your inventory. F keys are very important, and I really feel like you should get a good feel for using your F keys in LMS, as it will help your progress in PvP. Next, we are going to go over the basics of Eing. I know you guys think, yeah, that is easy, but I've seen a lot of people say they know how to eat, but they really don't know how to eat. What is a Eing? A Eing is when you can eat 3 pieces of food all in one tick, because you can't just singly eat, for example, 2 anglers in one tick. It's just not possible. So what I'm going to demonstrate to you guys is something called a Eing, and this is a Eing. As you guys saw, I ate an anglerfish, a brew, and a corumbrum all in one tick, what managed to get me around a decent safe HP threshold to be at. I'm going to show you guys me actually Eing in a real situation. Alright guys, so this is going to be me Eing in a normal situation to show you guys how overpowered Eing is in PvP. Alright, my friend here is going to spec me. Go. Let's see what he specs. See, I'm 62 HP. I'm still 61 HP. That wasn't classed as a chance because I managed to Eing and get my HP high. Alright guys, so as I showed you in the recent clip before, that is the correct way how to Eing. A Eing can boost your HP back up to 56 HP. There's also a downside. If you get this wrong, i.e. if you misclick the brew instead of eating the angler first, you will get pop locked. Pop locked means that, for example, you ate a singular piece of food, i.e. a brew or an anglerfish, and you're trying to go for the triple, it won't register and you will be pop locked, and it is a really horrible way how to die. So I'm going to show you guys what not to do. All right, pop lock. I'm going to show you guys the definition of a pop lock. So right now, my friend is about to spec me. Let's go. See there, I pop locked myself. I tried to triple eat, but it didn't register. And that can lead to fatal deaths. So make sure you do it in that correct order of angler, brew, corumbrum. We are going to be showing you guys how to bottom switch PK. Bottom switch PK, I feel like for me is meta because it makes it much more simple. I.e., for example, everything is at the bottom. Your prayers, you know, for your protects, they're all like majorly at the bottom. The same for your special attack as well. So if I spell my AGS on, my spec is at the bottom as well. And it also just makes it really easier for your barrages because you can barrage, switch to tank. Barrage, switch to tank. When I say tank, I mean not your robe, something that has decent defense bonus to make sure that you don't get hit as hard. And now I am going to show you guys the power of bottom switching and how you can flick to your tank whilst, you know, the fight is going on. Now, one thing which is going to be very, very important if you're going to be bottom switch PKing, because I know a lot of you guys PK and you have Vial Smasher on. So that means once you finish drinking a potion, you will have no more Vial in your inventory and it'll just completely smash. And that could be really confusing for when you're bottom PKing because it will just have your items all around your inventory. So what you guys want to do is teleport to the games necklace and teleport to Barbarian Outpost. You're going to come north of the bank, so where you get your fighter torso, come to talk to one of these dudes and make sure you have your vials smashed off. You do not want them on. Do you understand? You want them off so your inventory stays the same. That is very important. Make sure you guys do that before you do anything else. Thank you. Alright, as you guys saw in the previous clips, I was talking about bottom switching and why it's so important. We are now going to showcase me chucking a freeze whilst putting my tank gear on between hits. And the reason why we bottom switch is because everything is so close to each other, i.e. the prayers and where the barrages. So me and my friend are going to start barraging each other now, and notice how we both flick the tank whilst we get hit, so we're going to hit for high damage. Alright, okay, let's go. So you guys see, barrage, straight to tank. He hit me with mage, he splashed, straight back to tank. He barraged me, he's in tank. I barrage him, he's in tank. Start getting used to this. Go to LMS, camp it for about maybe 20-30 minutes a day. Just, you know, flicking your gear. Flicking your gear, just all you have to do. Just a simple two-way. Just a simple two-way, back to the mage. It's so important. Now, I'm going to show you guys the right plugins that you should have for PKing. To be fair, it's very, very simple. You just need to go on plugins, on RuneLite, go to timers. These are plugins that are allowed. And all you want to do is pretty much only have freeze timer on. So this will alert you to show you guys how long you guys are going to be frozen for. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can also add teleblock timer as well. So if you do PK on normal spellbook, you will know how long you're teleblocked for. And the same thing with Venge. Obviously, if you want to Venge PK. The freeze timer is, so Callie, if you want to freeze me for a second. If he does catch a freeze, this is so awkward. Catch the freeze. Yep. This is luck, by the way, guys. This is serious luck. Okay, as you guys can see, I just got frozen. So now it alerts me for how long I'm actually frozen for. This is very important because this will help you learn how to escape a PKer. Like, it's up there in terms of the importance of like getting kills, because obviously you want to try to stay alive, whether you're PKing in risk or, you know what I mean? So I'm going to show you guys how to escape. And in terms of the timers, when to know when to catch the freeze, when to know when to run, or where to run to. So I'm going to show you guys my best advice on how to escape. There's so many ways to escape on RuneScape. It's just about staying calm. I'm going to show you guys 2 easy, simple tricks on how to escape a PKer. So we are going to start off with the first sort of escape. This is what I like to call the hugger. All right. So what's happening now? I'm going to show you how to escape, whether you're TB'd or you're too far in the wilderness. The aim of this is to be next to an object, i.e. a tree, an entrance to whatnot, a gate or something like that, to give you an advantage. Now watch this. Get my overheads right. Look, there's 7 seconds left in the freezer. I'm going to try and get the freeze. I splashed. I'm going to go back into the tank. I'm going to freeze. Try to go back into the tank. As you guys saw there, I got the freeze. He can't hit me. So that means I am safe to log out. That is one of the most simplest ways to escape. It didn't require much, and I got the log, so I'm safe. I don't have any obstacles around me that I can hug. So what I'm going to do is, like, again, see, I caught a freeze. I caught a fresh freeze. I'm just working on my overheads to make sure I know what he's doing. I'm going to stand underneath him, plant a seed, quickly stand underneath him again. You see there, he can't attack me. He can't use any seeds or anything like that. And I'm going to use this as my advantage to log off. That is another way on how to seed escape someone, which is very overpowered. A lot of people, when they try to escape, they don't know when the perfect time is to catch a freeze. But let me tell you, it's very simple. If you've just been freshly frozen, you don't want to try catch the freeze there, because by the time you're unfrozen, they will also be unfrozen too. So the aim of the game is to try catch a freeze on them when you have around 9 seconds left. That way you can set up for your freeze, you will know they'll be frozen, and you have enough time to log out. I will show you guys what I mean. Guess on me. I wouldn't be getting a freeze around the 9-second mark. Or 8 seconds, 7 seconds, depending if I splash or not. So there I splashed. Right, I got 5 seconds left on the freeze. Boom. He's just been freshly frozen. I've got 2 seconds left to when I'm unfrozen. He can't do anything right now. He can't do anything. He can't move. He's probably got another 10 seconds left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log here. Notice, guys, I got the freeze when I had about 8 seconds, 7 seconds left. When your freeze timer finishes, you have immunity for about 2 to 3 barrages. So what you want to do is try catch the freeze when you have about 7 seconds, 8 seconds left on your freeze timer. Because you don't want to freeze him as soon as he froze you. Otherwise, he's going to be unfrozen around the same time as you. So make sure you try to freeze them around the 7 to 9 second mark. Alright guys, I'm going to show you guys how to use your special attack. Because a lot of you guys will use your special attack and it will make it so predictable. I.e., you just go up to them and you'll probably take your time trying to spec them. So I'm going to introduce something to you guys, what I call the pot trick. The pot trick is where it all starts on learning how to spec. So the definition of a pot trick, as you guys can see here, I'm not in that much risk, and this rune crossbow doesn't have a spec bar, so I can't one tick it. So what I'm going to show you guys is a pot trick so your players can't see what you're doing, right? Because you're potting. So watch this. I'm going to bolt him, and then I'm going to AGS spec him while sipping a potion. So he doesn't know what I'm going to do next. I.e., watch this. So boom, go with the bolt, pot trick. They wouldn't see that AGS. They wouldn't have seen that AGS. I'll show you guys again. You kind of want to do it from a distance. So as I go here, I go there, I pop, I spec. He wouldn't have been able to see it unless he's a good PK. Now I'm going to show you guys a one-tick spec. A one-tick spec is when you click your spec weapon and click the special attack bar within the same game tick. So you pull out your weapon and you instantly perform the special attack animation. Guys, so for example, I'm going to show you guys the definition of a one-tick spec. You cannot one-tick from a rune crossbow because it doesn't have a special bar attack at the bottom. You can only one-tick if you have a weapon what has a spec bar. So for example, I've got my toxic stuff here and I am about to one-tick spec this man without him even seeing me pull out my AGS. So watch this. As you guys saw there, it was an instant attack and he didn't see me pull out my AGS. Watch this, guys. I'm going to demonstrate it again. If you want to be able to one-tick spec someone, the minimum distance you have to be is 2 steps away from them. So watch this. My player stand over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my F keys, which I said is very valuable. So my F keys are set to F5. So I'm going to go from F1 to F5 in the space of one tick and one tick spec him. So watch this. You guys see that? Watch it again. Watch the clip again, and you guys will see I went from using my F1 to my F5 to AGS spec him all in the space of one tick. But you can do this from any weapon what has a spec bar. So for example, say this was a dragon crossbow instead of a rune crossbow. It's still the same concept. It's got a spec bar. It's about 2 mil and it's not as much money as the toxic staff. So you always want to go from a weapon what has a spec bar, i.e. my friend here said the Ivandance of the Flail. That is a good mage weapon which has a spec bar, and I think it's like the same bonus as an ancient staff. Now, I get asked this question a lot, and you guys probably are wondering why. For example, when you go deep wilderness, there's only so much stuff you can bring in your inventory, okay? And I only bring 2 anglers and 1 Karambram, so 1 would be for triple E if I'm in a lot of danger, and then I will have a remaining anglerfish which I can use for a double E. So what I'm going to show you guys is that whilst you guys are in the fight, I'm going to show you guys how to use your food. Alright guys, I'm going to show you guys how to use your food whilst fighting. I bring 2 anglers and 1 Karambram. I use the angler, brew, and Karambram, also known as a triple E, for example when I'm in a lot of danger. But I'm going to show you guys how to juggle your food. So right now, me and my friend are going to fight. Let's fight, Kelly. Alright, so as you guys can see, he's doing damage to me, right? I'm down 13 HP. It doesn't mean that I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I'm going to keep brewing, alright? I want to keep my HP high. I want to stay calm throughout the fight. So what I'm doing is I'm going to like constantly keep brewing Just getting my stats back up, you know, and making sure that my HP doesn't drop too low. Now, where does the triple elite come in? The triple elite comes in when, for example, your opponent has got you on the ropes. When I mean the ropes, I mean below 50 HP. So what you're going to do there is you're going to want to triple elite. And then you're not going to use your other angler. You're going to use that, for example, when he regenerates spec again. Does that make sense? So you don't want to just use your angler, Preot, and Karambram for no reason. I'm 42 HP here. I'm going to triple elite. I'm going to get my praise right. And I'm going to keep my HP high. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm still like trying to do damage back to him whilst fighting. So, you know, I'm not getting absolutely railed. I'm putting pressure back on him using your brews in the wild. So for example, when you drink a brew, it will drain your stats, but also give you HP. So the ratio for that is you can brew 3 times, right? So you brew 3 times and then use 1 simple restore and it will get you back to your normal stats. So that is very important. A lot of people, they don't know how to like pot manage, and that is the best way on how to pot manage. All right, we're going to talk about pre-pot. So these are going to be potions that you're going to sip before you telly up to go into the wilderness. My personal pre-pot's what I use and what I think you guys should use as it is the best. So you want to start off by using the anglerfish, getting you to 121 HP. You want to use the saturated heart to give you a magic boost increase. You then want to use anti-venom to make sure that you don't get anti-venomed in the space of 5 minutes that you are fighting. You then want to use a stamina potion because you're going to do a lot of running around whilst PKing. You then want to use a super anti-fire just in case they have Dragon Bolt's E and they're proccing you with specs. This one here is very, very important. This is the Menify remedy, and what this does is it acts as a restore. So every, I think, 18 seconds, say if you brew down in a fight, it will restore you back to your actual current stats. So for example, you're brewed down to like say 75, it will restore you back to your full level. And on top of that, you want to use Divine Super Combat Potion. This will keep you boosted in melee stats for 5 minutes, i.e. with the Rage Potion. You go back in the bank, get your anglerfish, and then you will be on your way. Also, a lot of things you guys are probably wondering, Greg, when I'm in a fight, why am I taking so much damage? Let me tell you why. The reason why you're taking so much damage is because you're getting hit in ropes. So listen to this and make sure you guys replay this. After you throw a barrage, for example, if I threw a barrage here, right? Straight after you barrage, you want to get into your tank. You always want to make sure you're in your tank. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you miss your prayer by accident. Just make sure you do your damage and then you always switch back to tank. That is the most important thing. Because once you get your tank on, like say, they will hit low on you and then you can work with your overheads. So make sure you're always switching to your tank after every single hit. You make that your #1 priority if you want to learn how to PK. Now we're going to talk about the importance of the prayers. So for example, say for example, you guys are in a situation where you are 75 HP, right? And this person has special attack. What do? The most important thing, like I said, is I'll put my tank gear on, all right? Whether that's a 2-way, if you're camping like say a Spirit Shield, if that's a 2-way or a 3-way, if you're confident with your clicks, I would make sure you get your tank on first, then switch your praise accordingly. And you can do that, like I said, using your F keys. This is where your F keys come in because you're not manually clicking it. It's just your F keys. So I can go F1 for my inventory, put my tank on, boom, straight to F3 for my prayers. And that is the best way on how to encounter that problem. Guys, everything that we've learned, and I'm going to call it out. And yeah, I hope this is going to be simple. Some not to show you guys how to PK. All right, good luck to this guy. So as you guys see, I'm freezing, making sure I get my tank on, right? Freezing, getting my tank on. Notice how I change my prayers. I wait for him to hit me so I can get my tank on. Right, gonna go with a bolt. Put my staff on for mage and death bonus. Freeze, put my tank on. Freeze, put my tank on. I'm gonna send a cheeky one to expect. He didn't see that coming. See there, he wasn't able to pray flick it. I got my tank on. He just hit me 33 through melee, which is unfortunate. So, freeze. I'm going to freeze and put my tank on. Freeze. Put my tank on again. Notice I delay my hit. I'm waiting for him to change his prayer first. Freeze. Put my tank on. One tick. Unlucky. I could have killed him there. Just he prayed melee, which was a good pray by him. Freeze. Get my tank on. Send a whack. You guys see how I've always got my tank on. This is the best way to always making sure you have your tank on. If you're under like the pressure and you want to recruit HP, it's fine to like DD. Just so you get your stats back up and stuff like that. But notice every hit, I'm always getting my tank on. Freeze. Get my tank on. Freeze. Okay, nice. We got the freeze. Tank on. Make sure my prayer's alright. Freeze. Tank on. Wait for him to hit me there. Freeze. Tank on. Let's hit with a cheeky whack. See, guys, you see how I am keeping my HP high? Even though my stats are not currently high, I'm still doing damage back. I want to get my HP high. I still want to be able to do damage and try, like, keep hold of momentum during the fight. So I'm always making sure I have my prayers on. And my tank gear is very important, guys. I can't stress this enough. See, I prayed melee. I had my tank on. It's good. I want to keep my HP high. I want to try to keep my HP above somewhat 85 HP plus. So, yeah. I'm getting my prayers on. I'm switching to my tank. I'm brewing down. Oh, there you guys see. The Menophyte potion kicked in. I was brewed down, but it restored my stats back up for me. And I didn't need to drink a restore. You guys see that? I just sent a 1-tick spec. Tank on. My tank's on. Look at that. Look at this damage. This is really good damage. Okay, I'm very unlucky with the hits because these are all hits off brown. My HP got a bit low there. I'm gonna Preot. Make sure I'm praying the correct thing. Nice. I was praying and I had my tank on there. If I wasn't praying and had my robes on, I would have probably got hit for high damage. It's just simple, guys. You master the basics and you become such a great PKer. Guys, notice how I'm not always going with the same style. I'm trying to switch it up a bit so it confuses him because you don't want him to think like you're predictable and he will know what to pray. So I'm switching it up each time just so it confuses my opponent. He's probably going to pray something here. I'm going to show you guys. Watch this. I'm going to hella confuse him. See? Unlucky. So you see how I'm hitting him off prayer? Kelly, how much food have you got left? Good fight. And that is it, guys. Yeah, that was a really good fight. I showed you guys how to, you know, what to expect, how to eat, making sure you flick into your tank, you know. All these things will give you, like, say, like, it will really help you guys in the future if you want to become a good PKer. Because PKing, there's a lot of good money in PKing. But yeah, man, just stick to the basics, camp your LMSs until you feel like you're confident enough to be able to PK. And don't be afraid to die. Like, do not be afraid to die. But in the next clip, I'm going to show you guys some gear setups that I would advise you guys to use. Which is low risk, like sub 10 mil, if you guys have got the money for it. And yeah. All right, guys, this is a gear setup that I would recommend for you guys to start learning PKing in. Although it's not like that expensive. What is it? A 4.8? Okay, that's perfect. That's sub 5 mil. All right. So we got the Blood Bark here, which is really good for. It's like best. It's better than Mystic. It's cheap. We're gonna be going with the Ancient Staff, with the Opal Bolts, Helmanese Knot, Dragon Boots, Barrow's Gloves, the Imbued Zamrock Cape, which you can buy north of the Grand Exchange for 250k from Purdue. In terms of our range, we're going to be using a Dragon Crossbow. Reason why we're using Dragon Crossbow, because like I said, the Dragon Crossbow has a special attack bar. So that means you can one tick of this weapon. And let's just say this Ancient Staff was a Vendor's Flail. You could use that as well. It has a spec bar. It's untradeable. You have to do some quests to get it. But yeah, this is the best setup for you to learn PKing in. We got the Light Bearer as well, which pretty much generates our special attack to become faster. Like I said, this is for like beginners PKers. Like there's going to be PKers who already know what they're doing. If you're one of those PKers and like say you think you're decent but you want to take it up to the next level, please let me know in the comments and I will do another rerun of this video. But guys, if you guys have enjoyed this video, yeah, I'd appreciate a subscription, maybe a like, a comment, or if I missed anything, please do let me know. I know there's some stuff I missed, like the PvP tracker and stuff like that, but then again, like I said, this is for a starter PK. But yeah, peace.